Hey guys, what's up and welcome back to my channel. I'm Demie.sinea and thank you so much for tuning into today's video. I know that I've been MIA for a few weeks, but I am back and I'm ready to give you guys some content. And what better way than to start with a interview. So my first interview is actually with my friend Jay, and we're just gonna sit down and just talk about the different things that he has gone through in his life and the different obstacles and challenges that he has had to face. Because like I said before, we can all relate to each other and we're all going through different things, and we are not the only ones in the world that are going through it. So with that being said, let's just go ahead and head down to Hialeah, where we are gonna meet up with my friend Jay, and let's just get this conversation started.
A few moments later.
My name is Jeremiah. They call me Jay. This is my barbershop. My pride and joy. Started a year and a half ago, and we're just growing up little by little.
It's like, what is your ethnic background?
My ethnic background is my dad's Cuban, my mom's Ecuadorian, and I was born in Canada.
Okay, so were you raised in Canada, or when did you come over to America?
When I was younger, I suffered from asthma. So for those of you that know that are asthmatic, the cold will normally make the asthma more aggressive. So I had to move out of there when I was 2, and I moved to the hottest place in the world, Miami.
You basically have been here majority of your life. What are some of the things or obstacles that you have to overcome because that you were here, and you obviously had family back in Canada, right?
Yeah.
So what were some of the issues that you had growing up? Because it's who did you have down here while you were living here?
Well, when I moved over here, with my mom, my dad. Everything was good. You know, I had a perfect little childhood. You know, I had my friends. I had a good life. But once I turned 16, then that's when things got a little iffy for me, and my parents divorced. And that's my dad. When my dad divorced my mom, he divorced me too, and he left me for years. And of course, that's the years of me growing up and me really being a man. So
the years that you needed out.
Yeah, so I really didn't have a father figure. So I had to figure shit out myself. And then of course my parents were going back and forth with lawyers on who's gonna take what house, because we had 2 houses. So my mom was more focused on that than really being a mother to me at that time. So we had constant fights to the point that I was like, yo, I'm not gonna do this. I'm just gonna do everything by myself.
Right.
So of course, to make a living, I had to do stuff and things I'm not proud of, so I could at least put some food on the table for myself. Mm-hmm. I've been through it all. That's probably why I feel like I understand, and I'm such an understanding person, because I've been through it all. I've been through me having so much money and me not having shit, and me not living in the street, but living in a motel, having to rent a motel to have my clothes there. Mm-hmm. I was homeless at one point. I lived from girl to girl's house.
Yeah, I was gonna say couch to couch.
Yeah, couch to couch. I was living in my best friend's house, which they're family. So most of my Christmas and New Year's I was spending with them, because I have more of a closer relationship with them with my own family.
Okay.
You know, but it's all something you just live and learn. You know,
right?
You live and learn, and I'm never in my life I would ever take back what happened to me or what I went through, because if I take it back, then I wouldn't be who I am now. I'd probably be stuck up or an asshole. Sorry. Or I would just be a douche. And like I said, I went through a lot of stages. And especially me working. I started working in LeBaron, that's where you met me.
Yeah.
That's where I started working when I was 19. So of course, imagine this.
I didn't know him when he was 19.
No, yeah. When was it? When I was 20, 21?
Maybe.
Yeah.
I probably met him, or we didn't even really say met him, more so just seen him. Seen him at his.
She says I'm not approachable.
He's not. He walks around with such a mean mug face. It's kind of you don't want to talk to him, and that also kind of portrayed as with him dancing as well. So it was just nah, I'm good.
I'm very friendly. That's why I agreed to do this interview, because a lot of people tell me I have an unapproachable face. People think that I'm mean, but in all reality, it's just I don't like being open just to anybody. I'm not super friendly. I feel that's a good quality about me, because people that are overly friendly is just
overly hurt.
Yeah, it's overly hurt, and they're doing too much. You know?
But probably I would say maybe like the last year, 2 years, maybe like the last 2 years is probably when him and I actually like started talking. Like we started learning more about each other and more so becoming friends, and like, you know, which is why I was able to get him to do this and everything with me, because like he is actually my first guest on my channel, because I do know some of the stuff that he has been through in his life, and I felt like that he's, like I said before, when we go through things we think that we're the only person that are going through them, when there are so many other people that are going through it.
The thing is, how I see it, when people come up to me, and of course on my IG I like to talk a lot about like motivational things, because you know I like to be an influencer, but not just an influencer and just like, oh yeah, this is my modeling page, or oh yeah, this is who I am, oh look, this is my stripper page. No, I like to actually put out a word that makes sense, you know, something that would put something in your head when you're going through something, a bad time or something, you listen, or it's just stuck in your head, you're like, damn, Jay said this, now it makes sense, you know. Like in life, everything, there's always gonna be problems in life, you know. That's what makes you different. That's why, like, going back to what I said, that I wouldn't change a thing about my past,
right? Because
it made me who I am, you know. You should be blessed to have struggles, because not everybody in this world has a story, you know. Like, the best thing in this life to have is a story. You know, not everybody's the same. That's what makes you different from everybody else, having a story. So the fact that whatever you're struggling through, yo, enjoy that shit, you know. Like, not really enjoy it, but like learn from it, you know. Like, there's no way, it's not gonna kill you, it's just gonna put you through a struggle. Like,
on his Instagram he talks about more so real things, like it's not just like a fantasy. He shows everything like that he's going through, he's open about it. But something that I actually really do commend about him is that he has been talking openly about mental health. So mental health is something that affects so many of us, that to the point that I'm happy, not more so that it does affect so many of us, but because it does, that we are so more open about talking about it. Like, I suffer from mental health.
A lot of people don't really want to talk about that, and some people are in denial that they're in depression, but you know, the depression is very common, you know. Like,
and there's different varieties of depression.
Yeah, there's different type of depression. I was going through depression, and it was just, my depression is figuring out who I was. I really didn't know who I was. I didn't know where my life was going. I know I had everything. I had my barbershop. I was making good amount of money at my night job, and I have everything, you know. And it gets to a point that I'm like, yo, why am I so depressed? I got everything. I could pay for stuff. I could pay my bills. I could pay to go travel. I could do that. I do shows in Bahamas. Why am I so depressed? Like, I have a good life. But the thing is, that's where it comes in, that money does not buy happiness. You know, like, I've been through it all of having money, so I know how it feels that money does not buy happiness, but it does buy temporary happiness.
I've definitely seen a change in him over the years, from like that I've seen him to like where he is now. Like I said, like, I've actually maybe just now started really getting to know him like the past couple of years. And like, when he does things, it's honestly like I could be like, hey, like, I'm proud of you, like, I truly am proud of you, and like where you've come from and how you got in here and stuff, because like I said, I could not stand you before. And like, but how you are now, and like, you know, like, you show your personality so much more. You show that you're kind of like approachable at times, but like, you know, but you own it, and like, you know, like, you say, okay, like, yeah, like, I've been through my stuff. I might not be open with anybody and everybody from the beginning, but like, that's just how I am. But like, I know it, I recognize it. But once you get to know me, like, I'm a good person.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's like, that's honestly, that's ultimately like what it is. It's like, anything that you go through, you ultimately just have to think of it as, okay, like, I don't regret anything that I've been through. Any losses I've had, people that I've lost, like, I think that they're happier in a better place now. Or my struggles, like, I might hate them at that time, but ultimately I see it as, like, if I'm able to overcome those struggles, then like, nothing can stop me.
Oh, of course.
And like, and that's ultimately like why I wanted to sit down with him, is just because, like I said, like, he's overcome his struggles. Like,
yeah, I remember when I was I've been through so much phases throughout my 6 years of working. I've been through the douchebag phase. I've been through the I think I'm the best, better than anybody else phase. I've been through so much phases that, like, I feel like reality just slapped me in my face every time.
Yeah.
And telling me to just humble myself. Because every time I thought I was the best, there's always somebody that comes and there's always gonna be a better person. You know, you're not the last person. There's a lot of good-looking men out there. There's a lot of good-looking females out there. You just gotta remain humble and just know, all right, yeah, I got it, but I'm not the best in the world. You know, there's other people that could be better than you. You know, so just the best thing somebody can have is just being humble. You know, knowing that they're not just the best, knowing that they're good people, but they're not the best in the world. That they could bully and tell people, oh, you do this, you do that. You know, like be humble.
Right.
You know?
I know that you had like a really, really bad car accident.
Oh yeah.
So like, would you say like to the point where he wasn't really recognizable? Warning. The following images and or content may be disturbing to some viewers. Viewer discretion is advised. Would you say like experiencing that, like maybe that gave you like a different outlook on life?
Hell yes. Yes, that shit.
Some people be like, no. Like honestly, like some people are like, oh, like it is what it is.
Like you said, for me to be unrecognizable at that moment,
yeah,
it was bad. I was in the hospital for a week. They actually brought me back to life.
Yeah.
I lost my heartbeat. They brought me back to life. I was on so much drugs. After I was released out of the hospital a week, they put me 1 month bed rest.
Okay.
So I could just take, they would give me drugs so I could calm down because the pains were bad. I had people to take, I had to have people take me a shower because I couldn't be by myself, like in the shower or nothing, because I would have slipped because it was just, I was fatigued. But that accident made me open up my eyes, because before that I was still doing bad shit. I was still being
reckless,
a douchebag.
Yeah.
I was still being a douchebag. That was probably in my phase of me being a douchebag, me thinking I was the best, and I'm unstoppable, that I got the world in my hand. And like that really humbled me down, because you know, you never know when it's your last time in this world. Like that could have been my last day in this world. Like my heart stopped and I came back, you know. And like it's crazy. Like I've been through so much near-death experience in my life, and by far this is the worst one that, like, this is the worst one that actually is not the worst, because it actually helped me out a lot. It opened my eyes. And the other near-death experience I had when I was younger, I was in the wrong crowd and they put a gun in my head, and the only thing I got saved with was the cops. The cops started sighting, we all ran. So I got saved, but it didn't open up my eyes. I was just like, oh, whatever, it is what it is. Yeah. But this one is just like really like, all right, I gotta put my shit together. After the accident, I went to barber school. That's when I started. I was like, yo, I have to do something. So something in my life. At that time, I was 22, turning 22. Yeah.
So he was already dancing and had already been dancing for a couple years. But obviously, having that accident kind of opened up his eyes. It's like, I can't dance forever. Alright guys, so that's obviously not how the interview ended, but the interview was just going so good that it ended up being so long, and if I made one video, it would have been like 2 hours long. So instead, I made a part 2, which you guys are not going to want to miss. But if you guys like today's video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. You hit that subscribe button down below, and you might as well just hit that notification right next to it, because you guys are going to want to be notified when I upload part 2, or really any other content that I upload to this channel, because I do have some great videos in store for you guys. So once again, thank you so much for stopping by, and I will see you guys next time.